Hello everyone and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Today I'm in Paisley, which is in southwest Scotland, and I'm at a festival. Well, it's a parade. This parade, the first one I think was in 1856, organised by local weavers who were fighting with their bosses for more pay and more rights. The first Sma Shot parade, as it's called, took place in that year, 1856, to celebrate the defeat and their win of more money and better conditions. The name of this parade, Sma Shot, doesn't actually mean anything. Well, I'm sure it did at one point, but today this is simply the name of the parade. It doesn't translate to anything. It's just a couple of words that have been passed on. Probably in Old Scottish or Old English it had some meaning. But you can find it online anyway. Sma Shot Day in Paisley. I'll put the words in the description, in the notes of this podcast, so that you can see it. So I'm just waiting for the parade to appear. It has started already. It's in another part of the town, and I can hear the drums in the background, so it's not far away. So I just want to describe it as it passes by. So here at the Sma Shot parade, I'm just waiting for the floats. That's those large trucks with people standing on them and waving to come by. I've been waiting quite some time now for this. It seems to be moving very slowly, but behind me I'm sure you can hear the drums, which are beginning to sound. Already I can see in the distance that there's one of these floats with large figures on there. This is something which exists throughout the world, and it reminds me of the time when I lived in Barcelona. They also had these large figures which represented old people in society. I don't quite know what these large figures are supposed to represent, but they're certainly large wooden characters. The first one seems to be dressed in white and is dressed up like a lady, and it reminds me again of Spain and South America and those kinds of virgins that they often dress up. The mother of Jesus, they often make statues. What I'm noticing first of all is the huge hands the statue has. The hands are almost as big as the head, and they're huge and they're waving. Just behind this first person, who is wearing what looks like a wedding dress, this huge figure, this easily could be Spain or South America, the way that they're presented. Okay, so there's a man behind the woman also with huge hands, an artificial man, and he also has his hands out, and those hands are about the size of half of a normal person's body. They're certainly looking very nice. They're banging on the drums here, and this is commemorating their win when they were fighting with their employer back in 1856. As you would expect, the local trade union, Unison, it's a labour union they have here in the UK, is there also waving their flag, and they are the second float. Actually, there was only one float. The union, they're walking and they're all dressed in purple. They're not dressed up. They're just giving out flags and balloons to children. After that seems to be a lot of people carrying a flag commemorating somebody called Jane Haining. If I remember correctly, she was a famous person around here who died in a prisoner of war camp. Okay, now we see the Labour Party carrying their flag. Again, just ordinary people, they're not dressed up. Only the first two characters were dressed up. Next, another union, Paisley and District U3A. I don't know what that is. It's a union of some kind. Renfrewshire CND, that's the campaign for nuclear disarmament. That's very popular here. And now we're on to other unions. We have the Scottish Socialist Party. I don't know what PCS is. That seems to be another thing. And then, again, this is all representative of trade unions in the area. Someone giving out leaflets there. Purple flags. Members of the public carrying banners. Compensation for workers. Looking more and more like a protest. WASPI, War Against State Pension Injustice. Another banner saying Rock Us, but it's not clear who they are. Tapestries are being carried. Equality is a big thing here. It's quite a windy day. Another union, industrial workers, and there's some Africans there who are playing drums. They're dressed up in African clothes. I'm not clear on what they're representing. Industrial workers across the world. Okay, so they've stopped to play the drums for a moment. Now I think I understand why it was taking a long time for this protest to get here, because they're stopping every few minutes and playing drums. They're moving again. Right. Okay, so now there's another truck being pulled by hands. It's not really a truck, it's more of a little trailer, and it's full of different colors of thread. And now there's children carrying ribbons representing thread which was made here. They're all dressed in different colors to represent the different types of thread. Lots of music. The children are dancing, very good choreography, dancing around the threads. Children wearing what looks a little bit like Japanese outfits, trousers and long tops. That music you're hearing now is artificial, it's not created by anybody in particular. Okay, next we have representatives from different areas around the town. The first one being Tannahill Community Market. Tannahill is an area in this town. And then next there's the Star Project, which is a project to help youth here in this town. You may have heard me mention them before in one of my previous podcasts. The Renfrewshire Family History Society. Oh dear, there's only 4 of them. Not very well represented. And now we have the Paisley Rugby and Football Club. It's obviously for young people. They're all very young, looking very fit, carrying rugby balls. Women are there as well, so they obviously play in the teams, as is normal these days. Policemen are there, I can see in the distance that this is almost finished. Okay, so just a few more blocks. There's a lot of white clothed children, which presumably represents again what they wore in one of the mills when they were making thread. They're dancing in the streets. I'm not sure if the women are actually drunk there, the adults. Okay, so they're passing by wearing very nice clothes, white tops, skirts. They're doing handstands and all kinds of things and seem to be very happy. And now there's drums coming. There's again people dressed up. It's looking very medieval at this point, wearing blue togas, flags. No names on these flags. There's one, Liberty something. I don't know what that says. It's very windy. Okay, so Snedden Weavers is the next flag that's there, and also something that's 95 years old. A big flag there. It's some company. And that's it. Yeah, so very nice. That was a description of the Smash Shot Day procession. It's now passing on to the main street there. But it's been very nice, and the police are surrounding the area. Incidentally, here the vans are clearly marked police, and also in Scottish Gaelic, Polish. So they've passed very quickly. You can still hear them in the distance there, and the crowds are kind of following them to see what they're doing. As with all these processions, round the other side of the town, there's a park filled with beer and alcohol and other things. I think they have a live entertainment stall over there as well, where they'll be having somebody doing live entertainments well into the night, I would guess. And that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed these celebrations of Smash Shot. It was kind of hard for me to describe some of these things because, to be honest with you, it wasn't really as good as you might expect. There weren't so many costumes, not so many floats, but still, that's a good description. Alright then, that's it for me. So enjoy your day, and let's talk again soon. Goodbye.